Well, hello everybody. Again, greetings from Morelia, Mexico.
Yes.
As we are here, just some good. I had an adventurous day today.
Highly adventurous.
Highly adventurous. One van broke down
On the side of the
on
road.
the side of the road with half the team in it. So we had to do what you do when you go on missions trips. You have to be flexible.
Yes.
Right? So that's probably to me one of the greatest benefits of taking a missions trip and seeing people on it is we get to practice flexibility.
Yep.
So it's awesome. So we had a good day. We did all, as always, God came through, always turns out well. And actually it's kind of cool. We had a dedicated report from one of the previous trips, which if I'm remembering right, it was the last trip I was here, which is 2 trips ago. And we prayed for a man who was housebound. We just prayed for his family. He wasn't there. He was housebound.
Yes.
But he's up and walking around.
Oh, I remember that.
So isn't that cool?
That
so
is
yeah,
awesome.
so God does what God does, and he healed
So awesome.
this man, and he's up and doing well. And we prayed for more people that needed healing. So I'm just believing if he did it for one, he does it
Yes.
for
Over
all,
and over
and over again. So I have to do that teaching where there's only one time Jesus said no to healing to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
To one lady one time, and then he still healed them. Anyway, so, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about the steps of progress.
Yeah.
Again, to just review, looking in 1 Timothy chapter 4, it's around verse 12. Paul tells Timothy, hey, don't despise your youth. Don't let anybody despise your youth, including yourself, but be an example to the believers. And he lists some things that are probably worth doing a whole series of teachings because those are like the core values of every good believer. So he says, hey, be an example in these things. And then in verse 13, he says, till I come, give attention to, and he goes reading, exhortation, doctrine. Then he says, remembering the things that were spoken over you in prophecy through
Right.
the laying on of hands.
Right.
He says, meditate on those things, give yourself wholly to these things, and your progress will be seen by all people.
Yes.
So again, in the last video, we talked about why progress is important and what that means. We're not going to rehash that. Go back and if you're just watching this video, you can catch up on that. But we looked at reading. But today we're going to look at the next one, which is in the New King James, it's the word exhortation.
Right. Which I've always wondered what exhortation actually meant. So I'm really glad that we're going to unpack that
We're going to
today.
unpack that just a bit here. And again, all of these, we're just kind of hitting these and wanting to drop some thoughts in your mind.
Yes.
Go and study these out deeper for yourself.
What I love about the word is it's so practical.
Yes.
It's applicable. And we can just say, hey, this is what it looks like to live it out,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. So the word exhortation means, and I looked this up in Blue Letter Bible, which again, if you haven't got that, it's a free app, Blue
love
Letter
it.
Bible.
Yes.
Helps you do some word studies.
Yes.
It says it means encouragement, comfort, and refreshment. So exhortation is encouragement, comfort, and refreshment,
Like
which
a
is
good cup of coffee.
like a good, it's encouraging, it's comforting.
You
it's
know our show used to
refreshing.
be called Coffee with the
Yes.
Hollemans, right? Just saying.
It's there here too.
Salud.
So, yes, like a good cup of coffee.
There you go.
Like your favorite iced beverage. I'm trying to think, Coca-Cola, sweet tea, whatever it might be, right? But guys, listen to me. So I want to talk about this. This is not because there is a ministry gift. It's in Romans chapter 12, and
Right.
it talks about, those who have been given the gift of exhortation, and it's the same word. Let them exhort.
Right.
Let them be encouraged. This is not talking about a gift of exhortation because it's in a list, Paul said, that were skills like reading. There's not a gift of reading.
Which is actually great news
Yeah.
because that means we can make that a habit.
Yes.
And it can grow.
Yes.
We can get better and better and better at it, right?
Yeah. And it's exactly, so I just want to make sure that, because that's important.
It is.
Because I've heard people say, well, I just don't have the gift of exhortation. So what they're saying is I'm not very encouraging.
Right.
I just don't like comforting people. Right. I'm not really refreshing.
And it is for some people's personality, if you will, an easier thing to do.
Oh.
And for other personalities, not so much. But I can encourage you that you can learn how to
Yes.
do it. In 30 some odd years of being in ministry family or, being around people, you love people. And so you start learning the best ways to encourage them.
Yes.
You just have to be a little more intentional about it if it doesn't come naturally to you.
Well, and that's what I like about you is all of this. Again, many people say and could have said, "Well, I'm not really a reader."
Right.
Right. I'm not really a this. We can always say,
I'm not XYZ.
But listen to me. This is literally a list by God.
Yes.
Hey, if you would like to increase in life, if you would like to progress in life,
Yeah.
whatever that is, be it like for us, we're in pastoral ministry. So whether that's in ministry or whether that's in your career or whether that's at home, we all,
as a mama, as a daddy, as a wife, as a husband,
we all should increase.
Yes.
And so God literally, like you said, gave us, hey, so if you want to increase,
this is how you do it, guys.
here's things you can do. And one of these things is be an encourager. And so I'm going to switch that word exhortation to the word encouragement, because it is, if you look through the Blue Letter Bible, it is the principal use of the word. It's the same word used of a man in the book of Acts whose name was Barnabas, which literally Barnabas meant son of encouragement.
Yeah.
So here's a man who was so good at encouraging that it became his nickname.
Right.
He was so good at this exhortation that they literally, his real name was, what was his real, I don't even know if I remember what his real name was. It was like Joseph or something like that.
Yeah.
So they didn't even call him by his given name.
Right.
They called him, hey, you encourager.
Yeah.
Hey, you son of encouragement.
Yeah.
Right. And so he was an encourager.
Can you imagine if you wanted to progress in your marriage and take it to the next level, if you would do nothing but encourage your spouse? Can you imagine as a parent, if you wanted to grow in your relationship and closeness with your children, if you did nothing but encourage your children?
Yeah.
How much growth there would be in those relationships? I mean,
and imagine what if I was the most encouraging employee at my work?
oh,
I was known as Barnabas at work.
yes.
Where I was just always encouraging people.
Yep.
Or what if you were now here's a shocker. What if you were the most encouraging person at your church? Because we know those church people. Come on, you know those church people. They're not necessarily known for being encouraging, but what if you?
Who was it? Sister Bertha better than you?
You're from Ray Steve. We have to put that in the link.
Ray Steve song.
But what if we were known again? What like Barnabas? What if people just looked at us and go, man, they are just so encouraging.
I just love being around them. I just met someone like that actually in my field of business. I'm a health coach, and I got on the phone with this one lady, and within 2 minutes I absolutely adored this woman because she was so encouraging, and I thought, wow, that I can take it up a notch.
See, and guys, listen, it's a skill. Right? It's a skill. So we're going to talk about, in a few minutes, we're going to talk about how to hone that skill. But I just wanted to bring out another couple of examples of where this word shows up in the New Testament. Like we said, it's the son of encouragement. It appears in Acts chapter 15 when the church at Jerusalem was responding to, well, should all these new Gentiles be circumcised? And people were trying to put them under a law. And they wrote and said, no circumcision needed. They said, hey, just, don't be sexually immoral. Don't eat things that have been strangled. Don't go drinking blood. Don't eat things that, it was a short list of things that they were kind of like, these are just the obvious.
Common sense, guys.
But other than that, man, you're free. Just be free in Jesus. But it says that when the people received that letter, they were encouraged by what they read.
Yes.
So that one little verse tells us that our messaging is a key source of encouragement.
Yes.
How do I get good at encouragement? It's going to principally be through words that I say. I'm going to express it, practice it, hone it by learning how to speak encouraging words. Again, at my good friend Tony Teichmiller's restaurant, I love it, behind the counter at this barbecue place, he has this little sign, and you'd miss it if you didn't know Tony, you'd miss it. But you look up at it and it says, remember, please and thank you are still magic words. Guys, listen, encouraging can begin with making a habit of please and thank you.
Yes.
Making a habit of gratitude.
Yes.
Making a habit of when you see someone do something, and whether that's, again, it's either the softballs, the low-hanging fruit is when they do something for you.
Right.
A little bit more can be when you see someone do something for someone else that's not connected to you.
Right.
And you notice as a third party looking in, when we were flying down here, we were getting on one of the planes, and you could hear it. There was a whole bunch of babies got on that plane, and you could just hear the rumblings going through. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a terrible flight. Oh my! And right, kind of behind us and to our right, sat a precious mama with her two itty bitties, and I just loved hearing that mama. And her little girl was just like one of ours.
She
and it's
asked
just
questions the entire 2.5 hours. Question after question after question.
And the mom just patiently answered them and re-answered some of them. And in help,
such a kind
it was just a kind tone.
Oh.
And then the little girl got a little, as kids can, got a little restless, fractious, and the mama corrected her, right? And did the mama thing, hey, listen, don't make me, we may have to go to the bathroom if you don't calm down. And little baby calms down and all this kind of stuff. Well, when we're getting off that plane, when I stood up to get our bag, I made it a point to look at her and I said, Mama, you are doing an amazing job.
Oh.
And I said, thank you for raising such beautiful kids. You're doing awesome. Keep up the good work. See, I'm a stranger. I didn't have to say nothing.
Right.
But that mama, you could see,
And I remember being that mama when I had a bunch of littles, and a stranger would encourage me. So there's that.
So again, what does that? How do we do this? Look for opportunities when things are happening to you. Make sure you're encouraging.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
Yes.
When you're out and about and you see something happen, don't stay quiet. Be the person who observes and then says, hey, that's awesome. Good job. Way to go. Right. Be that in person that encourages. Next, again, just for time's sake, another appearance of this word is in 2 Corinthians chapter 7. And it's talking about that Paul was somewhere else and Titus was coming. And Paul says this, we were encouraged when we received word of you from Titus, or something like that. He says, basically it was a double dip of encouragement. He said, A, when we saw Titus come to us, we were encouraged when Titus came. And number two, when we heard about you guys and how you were doing and the report from Titus, we were doubly encouraged. Guys, listen to me. So that means that principally encouragement comes from people.
Yes.
So again, the expression of encouragement is with our words. The source of encouragement is people. Where does encouragement come from? It comes from you and I. It comes from people. So therefore, like again, what if we were the person that just walking into a room, everybody was excited that you showed up?
That's right.
Because again, you're Barnabas. They're like, oh, yay, Barnabas came. Barnabina. See, Barnabina came. Yay, Barnabas came. Yay.
Yes.
The encouraging person came. What if you're just walking into a room and showing up because people had an expectation that you're going to be, again, please and thank you. You're going to notice things and express gratitude. You're going to be, and if y'all hear, I love this.
The wedding just
started, y'all.
We're
Come
Mexico.
on. So we'll speak up a little bit and then we'll land the plane. Hey, this is, it's not
real
live,
life.
But it's real life,
It's real
right?
life.
This is not a sterile studio setting. But anyway, so what if you were that person again? You were the please and thank you guy or gal. You were the person who observed and made positive comments. What if you were the one who was known as the encourager, right? So that led me to think about this, and I'll leave you with these thoughts. So therefore, we can be or become inspiring, encouraging, and enjoyable.
Oh, man. Oh.
So again, inspiring. Encouragement always inspires people to go, keep at it, like that mama on the plane. Go a little further, like someone that's, on a diet or an exercise program. You go, man, it looks like you've lost weight. You're looking good. That encourages them, inspires them to go further. So again, encouragement is inspiring. Again, encouragement is encouraging. We've already kind of talked about that a lot. And then enjoyable, right? Be a person that is likable. Right? Be a person that people enjoy being around.
I've had to work on that.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
I know, but I'm saying it.
Well, and again, and like I look at you and Celina, I love her personality. I wouldn't want anything about you to change.
Yeah.
But that whole again, but we can look at, but I can be more enjoyable.
I can.
Again, those like folks like you that are focused and
Laser
intense.
focused, get it done, intense.
We have a saying in our home, we look at each other and go, hey, you okay? And they go, well, yeah. And we go, you might want to send a missionary to your face.
Yes.
You might, from
With
your
a message.
heart, from your heart, send a little missionary up to your face and say, hey, smile, look happy, look like you're glad and excited to be there. Hey
I've
guys,
had to work on that. It's a skill.
it is. It's a
skill.
it's a skill.
Yes,
We
a
can
habit.
grow
Yes,
in it and get
yes,
better at it.
yes,
So
yes,
again,
yes.
progress. If you
Yes.
want to I love two little girls running around in little dresses. If you want to progress, right, become an encourager.
Yes.
Grow in your ability to
Yes.
encourage people.
You got this, guys.
It's one of the steps of progress.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.